Hey, Julie.
Hey there, sunshine. How are you today?
Well, I'm good. I'm going to say a belated happy birthday.
Thank you. I like that. I like to kind of keep it going for the month.
You got the whole month.
Exactly. I
Well,
like it.
happy birthday. Did you have a virtual birthday party?
I did have a virtual birthday party. It was a day of um, sweet connection with all kinds of loved ones. And one of my favorite stories is I got a call from my friend Libby who said, you need to meet me at the back gate where she lives in assisted living kind of senior community. So there's all different levels of care. And
Uh-huh.
she's in great shape. She has her own little casita and is living on this property, but they've been very, they're in lockdown. They've been very good about making sure they're keeping their population healthy.
Mm-hmm.
So she had me meet her at the backside gate where she wanted to hand off my birthday present to me, which was really funny and kind of like just a cute sort of, we'll just always remember quarantine 2020.
She's such a rebel.
Yeah, exactly. So we did the handoff and it was really kind of fun.
Nice.
And then I made myself a birthday cake. It
Oh,
was lovely, but also, I'm realizing like that's dangerous to have a whole cake. It's sitting and you can sort of sliver it to
because
death.
when you eat just one bite, there are no calories.
Exactly. So I had my piece of birthday cake on my birthday, and then yesterday, I in the center of the cake, I cut out a perfect square, so I got maximum, chocolate ganache to cake ratio, and I made a cup of tea and I just like really savored it and then I threw the rest of the cake away. Like, all right,
Oh,
yeah, no.
it is dangerous.
It needs to be gone and I need to sort of like get a grip.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got to have my cake and eat it too and then say goodbye.
Well, I thought we'd continue the virtual birthday with a virtual visit to the ocean.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it's been raining here, and so today there's no rain but sun, which is perfect weather to go to the lake. So I got out my beach or lake chair and my big sunglasses and went and popped myself out in my front yard, and just soaked up the sun and just imagined that I was by water and I could hear it just lapping up against, and oh, it felt really good.
I love it. Did you have lots of walkers walking by too? So it really did feel like the beach?
I did. I
Nice.
did lots of walking, and lots of conversations. And I would look up and think, who's standing around talking? And I would see these groups of people, but across the street from each other. Um, but yeah, it was like being at the beach when people were just walking by and talking, and birds were singing, and the cars going by kind of have this whooshing sound because I
Mm.
have this big brick wall that kind of blocks the sound.
Mm-hmm.
So the cars have this whooshing sound as they go by. So this poem my sister sent me earlier in the week, and the energy of this poem's been kind of weaving itself in, because it's a poem about being at the beach. Well, at the ocean. Let's say at the ocean, and a nice Irish ocean.
Oh, beautiful.
So, do you know this man? His name is Declan Whitney.
I am not familiar with Declan Whitney.
Well, I wasn't until this lovely poem found its way to me. Um, but he has this lovely website, and I'm going to put his website of poems up.
Okay.
And all of his poems, he has beautiful photographs to go with his poetry.
Hmm.
So Declan Whitney is a marketing, graphic design, and copywriter. And I thought,
Interesting. A kindred spirit.
I know someone who has that in her life. He's from Dublin, and he's been writing occasional poetry for more than 30 years.
Wow.
And he writes in a wide variety of styles and tends towards light and humorous subjects, observations on life, and areas of natural beauty, particularly in the west of Ireland.
Ah, so he's probably very familiar with John O'Donohue's work.
I'm sure very familiar.
Yeah, and even David White
And
spent
even
a lot of
David.
time in that neck of the woods. So yeah.
Yeah, I think this little circle.
Hmm.
So his poem is called Wild. And it is a poem about the ocean. And I'm wondering if you have any ocean sounds that might accompany the poem.
I absolutely do. Would you like me to do a little bowl, kind of get us started, and then I'll get the ocean music flowing for you?
That would be lovely as we kind of settle into our comfy place.
Beautiful. All right.
Wild. I stopped to hear the ocean's choir sing songs along the sculpted shore. The surf, a dance of silver lace, the sound, an existential roar. I love the power of nature's hand. I draw in breath of ocean sway, the galloped grace, the foamy trace, the fringe agasp of briny spray. You'll find me close by Mullinmore, beyond the harbor's sheltered cove, on grassy slope and rounded rock, by dry stone walls the wind blows through. Where now I face the gathering gale, the cold chill batters every bone. I am a lighthouse on the edge, I am a sailor coming home. I am a lighthouse on the edge, I am a sailor coming home. I love this wild, compulsive place where waves like thoughts rise up and die, where winds and water lash the land and screeching seagulls stall on high. I stop to hear the ocean's choir, a sound for years beguiling me, and lost myself to mindfulness in deeper spirits of the sea. I stopped to hear the ocean's choir, a sound for years beguiling me, and lost myself to mindfulness and deeper spirits of the sea.
I love how nature inspires the human participation in wanting to capture aspects of nature that touch us so deeply and trying to find the words that we string together to, to capture those moments, to preserve the meaning, the significance, the power, all of that. you know
Mhm.
that's something so unique in the natural world to the human condition of trying to harness it and make meaning of it and share the significance of it, and you know yeah, just the power, the power of that is so beautiful.
Right. And the struggle to give words to something that has no words, this
Mhm.
feeling and this experience.
Yeah, yeah.
and how, drawing upon images or sounds from nature can take us right back to
Yeah.
those feelings and those experiences.
Mhm. Yeah, I grew up in Southern California by the ocean. And so for me, there's something about the the ocean was the place that I went to for solitude, to nurse a broken heart, to, be with my friends doing something fun and joyful. Like it was my go-to place kind of thing.
Mhm.
So the ocean always takes me back really quickly to center, to sort of
Yeah.
it's my favorite go-to place.
Yes. Yeah, when we moved to Charleston, South Carolina, um, I didn't know my husband till I was on in my adult years. And so he knew that water was important to me. But he tells me that it wasn't until after we moved and we lived 5 minutes from the ocean and surrounded by waterways, he realized the importance of being around water, being around the ocean. And I felt such a shift from moving from the city to being surrounded by the ocean and really reconnecting with my true self and living that rhythm of the ocean, the coming and the going. And you just sync up with
Yeah.
the ocean.
Hmm.
And that's really how you keep track of the day.
Exactly, because you think in terms of tides.
Yeah.
Oh, it's high tide, it's low tide, it's yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I also go back to our lovely time this past January
Hmm.
when we were at Asilomar and we were at the beach, and we got to spend the weekend with the poetry of David White. Um, but listening to him speak his lovely words with the ocean sounds as the backdrop, it's
Hmm.
like a little slice of heaven.
Yeah, yeah. It was magical. And I like the sound of falling asleep to the sound of waves is something
Uh,
that I experienced as a kid. Like every night, I opened my windows and had that beautiful opportunity, which as a kid you don't overthink it. You just like that's just the way it is, kind of thing. And then when it's not any longer that way, you realize what a little like bubble of perfection you lived in for a while.
right.
It's the beginning probably of that realization of the impermanence of life. Things come in a season and then they go, and then a new thing comes in and it goes. So it is
Yeah.
a lot like the tides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I use this visualization often in my meditation with the in breath. I visualize the ocean waves coming up to shore and washing over me, and the out breath washing everything away and taking it all the way out into the ocean. And that in breath, here comes that salty goodness of the ocean washing over me. And that out breath, just letting everything go and watching it go way out to sea.
That's nice. I like that.
Yeah. So, living in this time where we have virtual birthday parties, we can visit the ocean in a virtual way as
Mm.
well. Yeah. I think I'll also add a soundtrack. My favorite quote is silence is not the absence of sound, but the absence of noise. And I got that quote from Gordon Hempton, who is a sound scientist and sound recorder. And he goes around the world recording the natural sounds of our planet.
Oh, I
So
love
there's a great seascape that he has. I think I'll add that to our um, see if I can add that to our links for today.
Yeah, I would like to look him up myself. I'm curious about that.
You know, I'll add his On Being link. He does a great interview with Krista Tippett on Being.
Oh, great. Okay.
So I'll see if I can get that and add that link. All right, my friend. Well, happy birthday weekend again.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing that poem. I'm glad that one found you.
Yeah, I'm going to thank my sister again for that lovely poem.
Okay.
All right, until we meet again.
All right, my friend, I'm up next. I'll find something lovely.
Well, I imagine something lovely is going to find you.
Okay.
All right.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.